What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about EB-02. Because EB-02 is actually way better than we thought it was. Like, we knew that EB-02 was going to be cool, don't get me wrong, but firstly they went and put manga Luffy in there. And we all know that anytime we get a manga of Luffy, it is massively pumped up in terms of price, it is more sought after, and it just makes the set better as a whole. And we know that we are getting all of those lovely kind of sketch anime style cards, which are actually really nice, and we like them very much indeed as well. But there's something else I kind of told you about the other day which seemed intriguing, and that was these reprinted leaders. Well, now we know more about these reprinted leaders. We have the complete list of reprinted leaders, and I'm telling you right now, these are so much cooler than we gave them credit for, and these are going to be so much more sought after than we gave them credit for, and these are awesome. So we should probably have a chat about these now, shouldn't we? You see, these were shown off before, and I'm going to show you Bello Betty because that is one of the ones that we're getting that I'm very excited about, although Perona as well. These are two cards that I'm perpetually just hoping they become top tier. But these are ones I'm very excited about. These are probably my two favourites we're getting. Rob Lucci, if you want to close out a top three. Although my daughter saw Carrot for the first time the other day and was very excited, so maybe I need to try and make Carrot work. The point is, we are getting a bunch of them. And when I showed you the other day, I had scans like this, and I told you they had gold foiling on. And that looked very, very nice. Well, it's so much better than that. It's not just that we've got the leader name, the power, the set symbol, life, and all of that in gold. That's cool. But if you have a look around the edge of the card, you'll notice there's actually texture there. You can see it on the scan, and it's not really clear enough on these scans, but you can see at least that there is texture going around them. But then they went and did a little bit of a live stream. And during the live stream, they went and actually showed us that they are completely foiled and textured, and they showed off Carrot here. Again, I need to make a Carrot deck work. That seems like a nice one to show off. And I think this look at it shows it very, very nicely. I'm not going to show you a million of them like this because we don't need to, and they're not as clear as the actual scans, but they show off the foiling, and what we can see here is very clearly they are textured and foiled. And yes, this is exactly the same as the Carrot from OP-08. Same card, same artwork. It is in every other way the same. The big difference here is that it's textured and it's foiled, and we got the gold detailing in all of the text around the side, by which I mean your power, your life, your set number, your leader writing itself, the name, all of that is actually in gold foiling. The gold foiling on the writing would be cool, but they've also then added in the texture and the foiling over the card as a whole, and that makes it so much better. As far as I'm concerned, at least, that just makes these cards brilliant. And I think there is a big thing to be talking about here. These are not just lazy reprints of existing cards. Here's Bello Betty as well, if you want a second card to have a look at. They could have just done that. They could have just done straight reprints, or they could have just done gold foiling on the writing. Bandai seem to have really gone out of their way here to make these cards extremely cool. And look, Bello Betty has two other versions. We've obviously got the regular version, which I think is fair to say has been completely supplanted by the new foil version. But then by the same token, we've got the alternate art. We've got the fuller, however you want to phrase it. So we didn't need a new version of this, and now we got three to choose between. You see the free Bello Betty on the screen, and the regular version now, honestly, just a bit rubbish. The new foil version from EB-02 is incredibly cool, and then you've got the alternate art, and you can make your choice between these two cool versions. But the point I'm making here is we've now got a bunch of these leaders which are coming in EB-02, and we don't know what the pull rates are for them. The set comes out on Friday, so we don't know what the pull rates are like for these. If they're one per pack, that will be so darn good. Remember, there is actually still one new leader in the set. It is Luffy. And as far as we are aware and judging from the scan on the website, this is not being given the foil gold treatment and all of that. So we got the regular Luffy and then we've got these. I would love to have one leader per pack. And then sometimes it's a brand new Luffy, but the rest of the time it's one of these ones in foil. I rather suspect it's not going to be like that. Maybe it's one per box or two per box. I don't know. But the pull rates are going to be interesting to see exactly how this works out. By my calculations, and by calculations I mean I've literally just gone to the website and counted, there are 26 of these leaders. So I'm going to show you them all now, and I will show you with their regular and with their alternate arts, so you can make a decision as to which one is your favourite. Now, what's really cool is they've actually given us all the EB-01 leaders. So we've got the Kozuki Oden, which is cool but never really seen any play. The Hannibal, which is much less cool and have never really seen any play. And the Kyros, which I've always been very intrigued by, because you get to KO characters and, you know, Dressrosa and all of that. But again, never really seen any play. But here, the alternate art with Scarlet and Rebecca, it's too good, frankly. This one, as much as I like the gold foil version, I am never going to pick it. It is always going to be these. We then start off with OP-05. Nothing before OP-05 gets an alternate art leader. You can be upset about this if you like, and that's absolutely fine, but nothing before OP-05 gets a leader. One thing that I find super interesting, we've had those little numbers in the Devil Fruit on the bottom of the card, bottom right-hand corner, that have never done anything up till now. They've never been relevant. But here, if we look at Nefertari Vivi from OP-04, you'll notice there's a 1 in the bottom right-hand corner. When did they start going to a 2? OP-05. And what they're actually doing here is reprinting the leaders from OP-05 up, and as in all the ones with the 2 in the Devil Fruit, and ignoring OP-04 and before, all the ones with the 1 in the Devil Fruit. It's not like they're giving us big tournaments where they say only Series 2 cards and above. They're not doing that. But that does seem to be how they've made the decision here. It's leaders with the 2 that are getting reprinted. Because if we have a look at OP-05, yeah, we get ourselves a Sabo. We then get ourselves the Bello Betty. We get ourselves the Don Quixote Rocinante. None of these three, incidentally, have seen any real play. But we don't get Sakazuki, actually. That's really important. They haven't given us Sakazuki. But remember, Sakazuki did get banned, so that's probably the reason why we don't. But then we get the Luffy, the purple Luffy, which is a very good leader, which has seen a bunch of play since it came out. And then we get a Nell, which has seen a bunch of play and still gets a bit of play here and there. So they've actually given us all the OP-05 leaders, except for Sakazuki, which went and got banned. Which, if you're a collector, is actually super annoying because there's a space, but then it does actually make perfect sense because why would they reprint a leader that got banned? Moving into OP-06, we do get Uta, which is interesting but never seen a huge amount of play. It's been around about here and there. The Hody Jones, which has been largely terrible. The Perona, which has been one of my favourites and has been there and thereabouts, is a very interesting card. The Yamato, that's got oodles of potential and pops up here and there. The Vinsmoke Reiju, that was really good in the OP-06 meta, but did kind of go away and unfortunately hasn't really come back. The Gecko Moria, that was a beast in the OP-06 meta, but unfortunately got supplanted pretty quickly by a deck we're going to get to in a minute. And that, of course, gives us all the leaders from OP-06. They are all here, they are all present, they are all accounted for. Moving up into OP-07, we do get ourselves Monkey the Dragon. We do get ourselves Jewelry Bonnie, which has been a very good deck. We do get ourselves Boa Hancock, who is a very interesting card. And remember, there is the PSA version of that card coming, which I did a reveal on this channel, which is pretty cool. We got ourselves Foxy, which every so often I see Foxy popping up doing okay in a tournament, and it makes me happy because, you know, it's just a cool leader. And we got ourselves Vegapunk, which again means we got ourselves every leader from OP-07. They are going for completeness here. And then they finish with OP-08. And yes, they have given us all the ones from OP-08. We've got the Chopper, which is good if you're into your animal decks. The Marco, which I still believe one day is going to be great. The Carrot that we talked about earlier. The King, which, I'm going to be honest with you, it pops up occasionally, but it's not great. The Charlotte Pudding, which I still think, again, is one which is biding its time and going to be good one day. And the Calgara, which has proven to be sneaky good, does pop up occasionally in these decks. Which then does leave the question of, well, what about OP-09? What about OP-10? What about the sets that came after OP-08? And the answer is, don't have an answer for you right now. Although, interesting, fun little side note, anyone want to guess what happened to that number in the bottom right-hand corner, the Devil Fruit number, when we got to OP-09? Yeah, obviously it went up to a 3. That shouldn't really surprise anyone. They're giving us all of the 2 leaders except for Sakazuki because it got banned. We never actually get it. Fun little side note, OP-09 was not actually where the 3 originated. That was the Sanji from Premium Booster 01, which was the only new mechanically unique card in Premium Booster 01, but that did release between OP-08 and OP-09. So essentially what they've gone and done is reprinted every leader from, I've given it a name, is it Series 2? I don't know. The 2 in the bottom right-hand corner. All those leaders have been reprinted except for Sakazuki and starter deck leaders. Obviously, the starter deck leaders haven't been in there. So, sorry about that. But like your Sanji and Zoro, for instance, from starter deck 12 and all the others, I'm not listing them all right now. They're not there. If it's been in a set and it's got a 2 in the bottom right-hand corner and it hasn't been banned, it's coming here. And these are really, really nice treatments. They're just a regular art, but they are cool and different and nice and new and unique. I love that Bandai have done this. So now it's over to you guys. Do you care? Is this the kind of thing you want to see more of, or is it just a bit meh and you can take it or leave it? Let me know in the comment section. Get us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.